So, what did I do over the weekend? Well, I played video games. I played some great video games. This was the doubleheader weekend. It was the craziest gaming weekend in a while. And it's the first time that I actually broke my tradition. I bought 2 brand new video games at release. The last time I did that was 2010 when Infamous 2 dropped. And, yeah, that game. But this time I had to come out of retirement and buy 2 on the same day. Of course, I'm talking about Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, where to even begin with this one? You know what? Let's just get out of the way. Spider-Man 2. Oh, man. What to even say? This game, so far from my plate, I'm about 9-ish hours in. I haven't really done much of the story. I've just been doing side quests and just kind of exploring on my own. I love it. I truly love it. It's about the same way I was feeling about the first game. It was the way I was feeling about Miles. But honestly, even tenfold. Because honestly, right now, if everything stacks up to how it is so far, this could top even the first game. Honestly, even in certain aspects, it's already past that. The new refinements to the gameplay have been excellent. The way the swinging feels now, how fast it is, the web wings that let you just fly through the city. It's never felt so good. There's parts in this game where it's like, God, I feel more like Superman than I do Spider-Man, how fast you get through the city. And I'm talking early on, so I don't have all the basic upgrades. I don't have max swing speed yet. So just off the base stats, just flying, I'm zooming through the city. And story-wise, like I said, I haven't dived too much into it. I've just been exploring on my end. Oh, I'm loving the story so far. Just everything that they're setting up with it, and the characterization so far, and the new characters and the old characters. Yeah, this could easily top the first one. Like, it's such an exhilarating story so far. I can't wait to see how it gets to like the later half of it. And man, I just have to say too, thank you, Insomniac. Thank you for actually using the PS5. And I say this because a lot of the recent PlayStation like exclusive games have had a PS4 version and PS5. I love that this game is straight A, PS5 only, and it shows. There's so many things in this game where it's like, I'm happy it's not on the 4 because it can do cool stuff. There's legit a part early in the game, I'm not going to say it for spoilers, I legit exclaimed loudly like, God dang! Because they just kept showcasing and flaunting like, hey, because we're running this off the 5, we have the SSD, we can really push how much we don't have to load anymore. And they showcased that in the dopest way possible. And I was like, bravo, Insomniac. And I can't even wait to see what other moments in the game are like that. Like the fact that you can fast travel to any point on the map and within a millisecond you're already there and there's an animation. It's insane. This is to me what I've been wanting next gen to be. Less of graphics and like 4K and all that, but gameplay elements. Stuff where like now the newer consoles are going to really take over in a gameplay aspect. And Spider-Man 2 is absolutely using that. And Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is another one. To me right now, Insomniac are the main studio who are actually utilizing the PS5 in interesting aspects outside of just game looks good. So I'm excited for what the future is going to hold for their Wolverine game. And honestly, hopefully more studios actually use this console like this. Now, I guess one more thing I will say before I end off on Spider-Man. Listen, music. I've really been liking the music I've been hearing. Music was great, part of the course. But graphically, this game is beautiful. This game looks outstanding on my TV. They've done a really good job at this one. And coming off the first game, which that game looked great too. But there's such a big improvement on it. And more so than that, this is the first game where I can actually be like, wow, ray tracing. I can actually notice it. And I can see what they're actually trying to do. This is the best implementation of ray tracing I've seen so far. There's so many moments in the game where I'm just like, God dang, that's crazy. Like you're walking down like this area and there are balloons and you can see the reflection in the balloons. It's just like, God dang, that looks crazy. Like that's cool. It's the one time I actually noticed it. Usually in most games they do ray tracing. It's just like, it's so subtle that I can never notice it. I'm just like, man, let me just put performance mode on. Well, this game, I've been like, God dang, I know performance mode. It feels so good at 60, but man, it looks so good. So I've been in this like weird split with the game. But either way, like performance mode, it plays great. The fidelity mode, it looks great. There's no wrong way to play this game either way. And I could obviously go into way more in depth into it. I'm just doing a general, just talking about the game. You know, these are just giving just off the cuff, just thoughts on the game. Cause I can always talk about, like, you know, getting deeper into the gameplay and the suits and, you know, all that stuff's great. If you really want to know what I think about it, you know, just hit me up. I'll tell you what I think about it. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 so far, excellent. It's sitting at about a 9.5. It's sitting right there. It's probably gonna hit a 10. It might hit a 12. You know, just gotta wait for the rest of the game. So yeah, Spider-Man 2, loved it. But like I said, there was one other game that I also picked up, and it'd be remiss of me not to pick this game up. It's a Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Lifetime Nintendo fan. My room is adorned with Mario. Of course I had to get this game. I watched the Direct a few weeks ago. Very excited about it. I was already like, oh, it's day one. It's a day zero purchase. And yeah, what I think about it, it's great. I love this. This is the first Mario in a long time. And I'm talking 2D Mario. It has so much charm to it. This really feels like after Super Mario World, like this is what I really wanted the continuation of 2D Mario to be. And I don't mean that as a diss at the new Super Mario Brothers series, because honestly, I thought DS was cool. The Wii one was great. And the other ones were fine too, but we kind of hit this stagnation point where every 2D Mario was just that for almost 20 years. And seeing Wonder really was just this breath of fresh air. Just seeing a new revitalization of the Mario series in the 2D. Because I have such a soft spot for the 2D Marios. I love Mario 3. I love Mario World. And this really feels like the next step in what those games were doing. Obviously, there's a lot of new mechanics and a lot of new things they really put into this game. And all of them work really well. You know, the new elephant form is really fun to use. The bubble form is really cool for platforming. The badge system is really nice and just having replayability of, you know, I want to tackle the stage like this. So it's been really interesting kind of having these different use case scenarios for levels. Now, I'll say honestly though, I've mostly stuck to the Cape one just because that one's really good. But I have used some of the other ones just to try them out, and they're all really good. Even some of the expert ones, if you want to add the extra challenge, can also be pretty interesting too in that sense. Another big change that also came to this game is this is the first Mario game in almost 30 years that Charles Martinet did not voice Mario and Luigi. We have the new voice actor for this game. I think he's doing a great job. You know, it's been cool so far. It took a little bit to get used to, but I'm liking the performance. Honestly, the voice was already there when the first Mario Wonder trailer came out. No one knew that they had changed the voice actor. So they did a great job on that. And speaking of even voice actor too, you know, that talking flower, I remember pre-release, I was like, oh, I'm turning the voice off immediately. Honestly, I really like the talking flower a lot. The talking flower's surprisingly been pretty great. It surprisingly won me over. I'm like, you know what? I'm pro talking flower. You can keep talking, keep saying your stuff, chime in on what's going on, why I'm doing bad. That's great. And speaking on a level design gameplay side, you know what? It feels so good to just play really well designed Mario stages. You know, after playing Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2 for hours and hours, you know, you play a lot of mediocre stages and just, you kind of get sick of it. So it feels good to go back to just like, man, this is just a fun stage. It's not the most difficult thing, but it's just fun to platform and get through. There's no garbage. Everything is set up so if there's any kind of obstacle, you can see it coming. You have reaction time. Just like, oh, it feels so good. Like, I will say, you know, so far from what I played, it's not incredibly difficult. I know the special world I've been hearing is actually challenging. I'll get to that once I beat it. But it's been nice. There's been a few levels that are a little challenging, but most of them have been pretty breezy. But I never go into Mario games expecting Kaiser level difficulty. I like, you know what, fun in the beginning, gets a little challenging towards the middle, maybe some harder stages in the end. Yeah, I like it. I never really got into the thing of, oh, it's too easy, I don't like this. Like, it's fun. Mario stages should be fun too. I don't want to have to sweat playing a Mario game. I can, and sometimes I do like to do that, but not every time. Sometimes I just want to enjoy the ride. And this game isn't a really enjoyable ride so far. I've been playing the heck out of this game all weekend long, and I still got a lot left in the game. I've been trying to take my time with it, just slowly get through it, not speed run. But yeah, it's been great. It's right now it's probably at a 9.5 too. It's probably gonna be a 10. My rankings are all skewed. I got bias. I'm a Nintendo guy. But yeah, I've been loving this game. If you're a Mario fan, you really should pick this game up. This is a great one. If you aren't a Mario fan, you know what? One of your buddies probably has it. Go play it at this place. It's still pretty good to pick up and play. So yeah, I guess I'll just call it there. Yeah, overall, great weekend for gaming. There is a lot of great games out. Hopefully you played one of them. Maybe you got both of them. If so, cool. Either way, gaming is great this year, and it's looking like next year is going to be just as great as well too. So that's going to be it from me here. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm John, GWC, and that's what I did over the weekend. Peace.